benefits of a bare root fruit tree are you're going to be able to get have a larger selection of varieties of specific fruit trees during bare root season. They're easier to plant. The tree is dormant. There are a number of varieties of fruit trees that come in bare root, specifically apples, apricots, cherries, nectarines and peaches, plums and pears. At Green Acres Nursery and Supply, we provide our bare root fruit trees in these recyclable pulp pots. This is very convenient for selecting a tree, taking it home, and actually makes it a lot easier to plant them in the ground. So for planting a bare root fruit tree, few things you need to consider. One of the things you need to consider is the area that you're going to plant it. Make sure there's enough space and it's a very sunny area and there's enough space for a large canopy that the fruit tree is going to have. You'll be digging a hole approximately 1.5 times the size of the pulp pot. Then you'll be mixing a good soil, and we recommend the fir mulch 50-50 with your native soil. Use some Sure Start as a root conditioner in the hole. Place your fiber pot in the hole, and before you do that, you might want to score it with a knife. You'll be scoring the sides and even cutting off the thick collar on the top. Place the fruit tree in the hole and backfill it with your 50-50 mix of soil, and then give it a thorough watering. Alright, right after you plant your bare root fruit tree in the ground, you should consider pruning it. What you're going to be doing is looking and pruning off any broken branches that happened during the planting process. One thing you can also do is, if you want to keep your tree lower so that the fruit is lower, you might consider cutting the tree at this time, about 18 inches to 24 inches from the ground line. So by cutting it or pruning it at this location here, what that's going to do is cause the fruiting wood to happen lower on the tree than it would if you left the tree without pruning. Now, some customers like a full tree, tall tree, to get more fruit out of the tree. Some customers like a low tree, so you don't need a ladder to get to all the fruit. So if you like a low fruit tree, or a fruit tree that gets about 6 feet maximum height, you would consider pruning it about 24 inches from the ground right after you plant it in the ground. So there are some trees, fruit trees you're going to plant, that don't take kindly to hard pruning after you plant them in the ground. Ones I can think of are persimmon trees, figs for that matter, and also for multi-graft trees. Multi-graft trees need that extra space to produce those 4 to 5 varieties of fruit on one tree. So on those specific trees that I mentioned, you don't want to consider lowering those or cutting those at 2 feet from the ground. When you come into Green Acres Nursery and Supply for your bare root fruit tree, please ask us any questions you have at that time, and we're more than happy to answer it for you. Okay, when you plant a pulp pot, fiber pot fruit tree, one of the things you want to make sure to do is to score your pulp pot. So what that basically means is you'll be getting a razor knife, and make sure you have gloves on, and you'll be making scores or cut slits in the fiber pot, and you want to do 4 would be enough. So you're going to do 1 on each quadrant. You also want to make another cut on the bottom so you'll be laying the tree over on its side, and you'll be making a score cut on the bottom of the pulp pot. And then also you want to cut off this collar around the top of the pot. This will take the longest to decompose, so you definitely want to cut that off, and since you have the knife at the time, you can cut that off.